Hello, I'm Lord Darrell Delph, the High Priest of the Evergreen Hearth, ATC, and the Technical Director for the Spring Mysteries Festivals.
Hello, I'm Lady Mary Malinsky, the Archpriestess of the Aquarian Tabernacle Church of Canada, and I am the Ritual Director for Spring Mysteries Festival.
Um, my name is Kari. I am one of the Amulpidai, or the directors that create, come up with the script, run the festival every year. My role is specifically for the choreographer and dance. I run the ATC Temple Dancers, and I handle all of the dance and movement aspects of putting on the mysteries.
Hi, my name is Dusty Dion, and I am the theatrical director of the Spring Mysteries Festival.
I am Lady Brenna Grace. I am the director of Pilgrim Experience, and for 2026, the executive festival director.
I am Lady Belladonna, the Hierophant of the modern day restored mysteries of Eleusis.
An overabundant desire to serve and the willingness to procure a great deal of audio equipment, but also the knowledge of management and leadership and helping a team stay cohesive.
I have a background in theater. My educational degree is a Bachelor of Arts with theater, and my focus in my theater school was directing and performance. So I have a deep love of theater, and of course, theater comes out of ritual. And so being able to bring together my spirituality and my love of theater is like the perfect mix for me. So when there was a transition of power, there was a whole changeover as Bella stepped into her role as Archpriestess, and Pete was passing. There was a whole transition, and so as part of that transition, I was honored to be able to step in and support with my theater background experience to help bring more professionalism and magic, making sure that magic element was present in the mysteries, because it's not just theater, it's not just ritual, it's a combination.
Ooh, that one's complicated. So I originally went to Spring Mysteries in 2009-ish, maybe it was 2010. At that time, I was a student at the seminary, and I went. It was still being done at Fort Flagler, and I experienced the mysteries. And then I did not become involved again because I lived on the East Coast in Georgia until this will be my fourth year. So 4 years ago, so 2022, I guess, would have been my first year as choreographer and one of the Amulpidai, one of the directors. Then 4 years ago, my partner had passed away, and Bella called me and said, I think it's time for you to come and do the dance. We've been talking about you doing dance for years, and you just haven't been out here, but now you can come and spend 3 months every year out here and do the mysteries. And I was like, that is a very intriguing offer. Let me think about it. And that night, I dreamt about Dance for the Mysteries. It's like Goddess was like, come on now, go. Here's the things, here's the dancing, here's the stuff. Let me give you the ideas. And then I called Bella back and said, oh my God, Goddess gave me all this stuff. And yes, I want to do this. And so I got really excited about it. And as a third degree, your projects are different than when you're a second or first or a student. it's harder to find new ground to forge, something new to do. And so that just really spoke to me, because I was a professional belly dancer for 30 years in my own troupe. I spent the same 30 years in the Society for Creative Anachronism, which recreates the Middle Ages, doing historical reconstruction of Middle Eastern, Mediterranean, and British Isles dance. And so I have this depth and breadth of historical dance. And so I was very excited to get to use that again,
I have been in acting for a really long time. I started acting in school, in elementary school, and continued acting all the way until I got out of school. The thing that got me to want to work with Bella is she said they did psychodramas. And the idea of doing rituals to the gods made me very happy. So when we got here and ended up taking the reins of Spring Mysteries Festival, I have a natural penchant for how to say lines and stage direction. And so we put me to work.
I began participating and helping with the mysteries in 2012. I have been a cast member for many years. I've done other roles as well. I have done tech, I've been a photographer, I've been a workshop coordinator. In 2021, I was the festival director. That is the first year that I began directing. And Bella asked me to join the directing team because I have a set of logistical skills that they really needed in their group.
Well, all of the directors quit on me when they made me archpriest, so I had to do it. When I became archpriestess, the entire previous cast quit, and all of the people in the church quit, except for just a couple of people. They were really mad that Pete brought in somebody from a different state and a different coven that they knew, but I wasn't raised in them. They knew me. I came to Spring Mysteries every year, but I wasn't one of them. And they had a person that they wanted to be archpriestess, and they were kind of waiting on Pete to die, and then Debbie was going to take over. And Pete did not see a future where we were going to live through that. And, I don't either. So I think he did the right thing by picking me, because I don't know that anybody else could have kept it going. It was really difficult. And it took every bit of mine and Dusty's and several other people's time and energy for a few years to keep it going. We had to call in people who were never allowed to be in the mysteries. Fortunately, there was this entire congregation of people who were disenfranchised from the church, and they weren't allowed to participate at those kinds of levels. And I just opened the doors. I did not gatekeep. I made it possible for everybody to participate because I wanted to be able to participate, and they wouldn't let me participate either. And so there was all this help that I found when those people got out of the way. And never once have we not had enough people to do the mysteries. And it has been, it's like a cast of 20 plus people, and then there's a staff of 20 plus people, and it takes a big, it's big. It's a lot. You've seen it. It's a lot. So, but I'm very proud of what we've done, and I'm glad that it was thrown at me. I cried about it a lot. And I told the goddess that, I really wanted to join what they were doing. I wanted to be a part of what they were doing. I didn't want to take it away from anybody or make anybody feel like it was taken away. I wanted to be a part of it. But she said that had the old cast stayed, that they would have taught me their way of doing things. And that is not how she wanted things done anymore. That they did a great job. And then it was time for a new era. And then if all those people were there, we would have just been doing what they did. and they wouldn't have listened to me, and I wouldn't have had the impact that I had. So sometimes lessons are hard, but worth it.
Stewardship isn't about just maintaining the mysteries, it's about how we can keep building on it, making it more, making it bigger, making it so it can reach more people, impact more lives. So, yeah.
It requires an understanding of the mysteries. It requires ongoing reading and learning and research, as well as spending time in meditation and prayer and working with all of the gods involved to better understand the messages that they have for us. It's a fine balance between understanding what was relevant for the ancients and making it relevant for audiences today, right? Theater ritual doesn't happen in a vacuum. The stewardship of the mysteries requires us to grow and evolve, both in our understanding and in our presentation, so that we can keep the mysteries sacred and continue to make them relevant for the people who are attending today.
Wow. I receive dance information from the gods all year long. I don't get it. It's not constant download, but I'll be thinking about something, or the directors will have met and been talking about something. We meet weekly throughout the year. And I'll go to sleep. Usually my stuff comes in dreams, but not always. The other night, I asked a question. We have a new dance piece that's going in this year, and I was like, what does this deity look like when they're dancing? And I immediately got a download of what that deity wanted to move and how they wanted to do it. So keeping the channel open to listen. I don't get information about the rest of the mysteries. I get information about the dance. I get a lot of information about the dance. And the movement. What is the movement like when they're moving across the stage, or we're moving people? What do we need there? I get lots of stuff about movement. So it really requires you to think about it, to be open to it, to continue to do your research, because the gods can only speak to you in the symbology and with the knowledge that you have. They have to talk in your language. They can't. I mean, if they could speak ancient Greek to me, but it wouldn't be very useful. So they can only talk to me in the language I understand. So it's my job as clergy and as an Amulpadai to continue to research, to continue to learn about the mysteries, for me in particular, how the dance was a part of that, because it was very powerfully a part of the mysteries.
Stewardship of the mysteries requires us to note the things that are sacred and pass them down from year to year. And you can kind of be a stickler about things, because things have to be passed down correctly. One small change turns into a big wave of disinformation years down the road.
Stewardship of the mysteries year to year is deep. I listen to Goddess and she speaks to me every single day. I think about the mysteries in one way or another, whether it be about how do I fix this registration problem, or how do these mysteries connect with the world and everyone in it. These thoughts happen every single day. Remembering Goddess, I think, is the most important part of stewardship in these mysteries. They're not my mysteries. They're not the director's team's mysteries. They're not they're not even the, church who runs the mysteries. It's not their mysteries. It's Goddess's mysteries. So keeping Goddess in your heart and listening to her and being willing to do the things that she wants you to do, even when you think they might be impossible, that is what stewardship of the mysteries means.
I start working on the next mysteries while I'm at the current mysteries, if not previous. I try to have a poster ready and headliners in place by mysteries so people can be able to sign up for the next one from there, because people are so excited about it, they want to be a part of it. It takes, we work on it all year and we love it. It gets more exciting every year. It's the treasure hunt of my life. I work on the mysteries year round. I eat, sleep, drink, think about it all the time. Everything that I do in this church is to make sure that the mysteries keep happening and that the day-to-day experience of the people is the highest quality experience that I can provide for them as the Archpriestess. Those are my daily goals.
Well, when you're working on the technical side of things, stage, tech, all of it, we're kind of meant to fade into the background, but we're experiencing the mysteries like everybody else is. It's just we also see behind the curtain. So it's a little bit different for us. We can never go back to being just pilgrims. Because even if I went and decided one year I was going to go as a pilgrim, I would still be aware of everything else that goes on. So there's no point in doing it. It's better just to throw myself fully into the festival.
Part of it is having that understanding of theater and what it takes to, that there is a magic in a theatrical experience. You want the audience to be drawn in. You want them to forget that they are watching a play. You want them to be involved in the experience. And so finding ways throughout the performances, throughout the script, of bringing in that element of ritual where we pull the audience right into it. So there are several specific points where it's audience participation as much as it is a presentation to the audience. So we really need that interplay between the participants and the performers, for lack of the gods. More than just performers, the gods. That's where the magic really comes in, is by bringing everybody together. Because if we were to just get up and put on a play and nobody showed up, we wouldn't have the magic, the transformation, the ritual element that happens when we have that combination of the pilgrims and the gods all coming together.
There's not a lot of balance when the mysteries is occurring. That week is all mysteries and not much else. I pretty much arrange everything else to be in the way, because it is, as a professional dancer, I used to tell my students and my troupe, okay, the big ball is leaving the top of the hill. Run fast or get out of the way, because we're not stopping the ball. The performance is coming. The thing is happening. You either have to move fast, get up, move faster, as Morgan Freeman says in Robin Hood, or you have to get out of the way and let it go past you. There's no stopping it. The energy that gets behind the mysteries is huge. So the week of mysteries is just mysteries. I pretty much have to put everything else on hold, whether I was flying here from Georgia or now that I'm here. That's just the way that is. The rest of the year, there's a balance of, I am a huge believer, and it's a value I hold in my life, of a balance between my work and my spiritual life and my personal life. And I find that if any of them get too out of whack, you become an unhappy, unbalanced, kind of wonky wheel. And so, we meet weekly. That's my commitment most of the rest of the year, and to do studies. But I really, the rest of the year, it's pretty much, I limit it to, to what I need to do.
It's super simple. Everyone wants something that's completely different and exactly the same every year. And so we just do that. So I guess all jokes aside real fast, it's important that the core story stays the same, that the mysteries that are imparted stays the same. But watching the same drama year after year after year with the exact same lines, some of these people come back 5, 6, 10, 13, 20, 37 years in a row. So you got to make the story presented differently. And so there's a rewrite every year where we go through and we make sure that everything's relevant, everything's up to date, but that the core message is still there.
My role as the Pilgrim Experience Director is to make sure that people have what they need to feel safe in order to experience the mysteries. Making sure that they know where and when they need to be. Making sure that they know what they need to bring to the mysteries. My role as Executive Director this year also means that I need to make sure that the schedule is set, registration is running, all the things are happening. It can be really, really easy to get bogged down by the logistics for me because that is a big part of my role. But without the mystery, it's no fun. So I do every single morning, I meditate with Goddess and the Goddess of the Mysteries and make sure that I am on track and remembering what it is that I'm doing this for. Because otherwise, sometimes those logistics get real heavy, especially when we're down to the deadline for people registering and the website doesn't work. Things like that. Making sure that I stay on top of the spiritual aspect is what helps me balance out the logistics and the spiritual aspects of the mysteries.
That's good. So each one of the deities are in charge of a certain aspect of the mysteries. And so each logistical segment, each department is sacred and dedicated to that deity as a sacred thing. The workshops are dedicated to Athena. Of course, they're going to be well organized. Of course, they're going to be well delivered because they're done by Athena. Of course, they're going to be, it's so easy to put together workshops. I tell you, we go, hey, we need workshops. And everybody's like, me. And then we're done in a week. It's great. And then vendors are taken care of by Hephaestus. We use the metaphysical market, all of it. We have all our meetings where we started out with a prayer and we end with a prayer. We start the mysteries out with ritual. Before anybody else gets there, Dusty and I cast space together. And then if the Amalpadai are there, we do it with them. Then when the cast gets there, we have a cast opening circle. And that is done the day before anybody arrives to the Holy City. So when you get to the Holy City, you're already crossing through 2 boundaries of sacredness. And then when we do the opening ceremonies, that's when the final erection takes place. So I am still Valvo. Yeah, that's how we do it. Every aspect of life is sacred. And if you remember that it's all sacred, it's easy to balance the two.
My biggest thing is be gentle with those that are putting on the mysteries. They are volunteers. They're not paid people. They do this as a labor of love. And it's just amazing what comes out of a bunch of people getting together and deciding we're going to do this. And we're going to do it for 40 years now. That's just fantastic. Not even a pandemic could derail us. We switched to an online format, made it work. And As soon as we could be back in person, bam, we were there, and we were there bigger than before.
We work all year round. You know, people who come and attend the mysteries, they come for the weekend. They see the weekend. You know, it's a lot of work that we put up, you know, stages and temples and everything in the course of 5 days or so. But we work all year round. The directors, one Spring Mysteries ends and we are right back into planning for the next one. So we are getting new information. We are doing more research. We are working on how are we going to change or adapt or adjust the script for next year. How are we going to make the presentation even bigger and better than it was? How are we going to top this year? So we work all year round. And so know that this is an act of love and service. And yeah.
As someone who has been a performing artist my entire life, what I have always found is that people see the end product and go, ooh, I want to do that. And they just don't understand how much time, commitment, work, and dedication it takes to create what they see in 1 hour on a Saturday afternoon, or an hour and a half on a Saturday afternoon. The immense amount of coordination, communication, and time that goes into creating what the attendees receive at the mysteries is huge. It's huge. My part as the dance director is not as big as the festival coordinator's part, or as Lady Belladonna's part as the Hierophant. It's there is so much you train. The people who hold cast roles train for several years before they are doing what you see them do. It's not just to walk in and pick it up. It's not a play. There is spiritual and energetic training that has to go on behind the scenes, or what you see doesn't work in person. And it's as powerful as it is, as we have all of these people focusing their energy to create the mystery for the Holy Mother. So
it never stops. The work never stops. We start doing work for the mysteries the day that it ends, and then we keep going until next year. It is a labor of love. I wish people saw the time and commitment. And also, I wish people truly understood that the gods are the ones that direct us to do this. And you can't understand that until you come to the mysteries.
What unseen work do I wish people knew more that went into the mysteries? I do a lot of unseen work behind the scenes. That's part of my job. Helping manage the website, making sure all of the marketing is made and that all of it goes out on time, making sure the forms are set, the money is collected, calling people when their payments are declined, talking with the hotel and making sure all the setups are ready several times before the festival. We work on this festival all year round. This is my full-time job. I work on this festival every single weekday and most weekends as well. So this is not a, plan this festival 2 months in advance. I'm already starting to plan next year's Spring Mysteries, and we're not even 2 months away from the current Spring Mysteries. There is so much unseen work, but it is so worth it.
Well, I tell people that, it takes 3 years to be a vessel, minimum. You have to go to mysteries twice, and then you can try out to be a vessel. And it takes an incredible amount of costuming and makeup and rehearsal and line memorization. Each one of these people pay for their own ticket. People are like, am I going to deal for the mysteries? All of these vessels pay for their own tickets. They pay for their hotel rooms. They pay for their whole experience. We put an incredible amount of energy into them. It is a wonderful experience. Being a vessel is an experience. It is a spiritual experience of a lifetime, and it's expensive to do it. But they, the gods help you do it. It finds a way. And I wish people understood that what all went into each person that is on that stage has a wealth of spiritual journey that has gone into that moment of being on stage. And so many messages and mysteries that they alone have received or had poured into them. People have started making items. The amount of flowers in my living room alone, right? Like there's so, but it's also, it's not like oh man, I wish people knew how much effort we put into this. It's like, oh my God, I wish people knew how much excitement we put into it.
Success when it's over is the look on people's faces in closing circle. The people that it's their first time or coming on their 40th time, dependent, knowing that they're going to have that memory to carry forth in their life. And more than likely, I'm going to see them next year. And that just makes it all worth it.
Success looks like people connecting. It looks like people talking about the amazing transformation that they experienced through the mysteries, the epiphanies that they may have discovered, and then coming back year after year to get new mysteries, new epiphanies, new experiences, as well as renewing and continuing the bonds and the friendships that were built in the festival.
That may have provided a ritual, spiritual experience for the people who've come. I don't personally define success by whether we made money or we didn't make money. I don't define success by how many people showed up. I really define success by when people walked out and the doors are open after one of the rituals. What do they look like? What are they talking about? How are they feeling? And if they are blown away and have received a spiritual experience, I think they were successful. I'm not a materialistic success definer. I don't ever define my successes by that. My successes are always defined by something. Let's Pisces. I don't know what to say about that.
What does success look like when it's over? The nod. So every year we put our heart and our soul into this event. We lose sleep, we lose dollars, we lose time and attention. We put everything into it. But people need the mysteries. And at the end of every year, at least one, if not dozens of people, when they're leaving, look at me and they smile and they nod and they get on the elevator. And so for me, success is that nod.
When the mysteries are over, when the weekend is done, people are going home, success are hearing people's stories. It's really important that we as the directors and all staff members get feedback of people's experiences. At closing circle, when people are smiling, they may be crying, I know they had a good time, but I love when I get to come home and I open up social media and people are just typing about the amazing experience they've had. It's been brilliant. Even Saturday night, after everything is said and done during the mysteries, I make an effort to go speak to people and see what kind of time they had, because that's when they're at their highest peak, and it makes me filled with so much joy that all these people are filled with joy. That seeing people filled with joy and watching their spiritual cups get filled, that's success.
Okay, Dusty has a story. It's called The Nod. I wish I could tell the story as good as Dusty does, but the nod is when the night is over and you're cleaning up and everybody's getting ready to go home, and the guy walks by whom you know he's hard to please. You know he doesn't always have a good time. You know he doesn't always feel connected. You know that he sits in the corner by himself a lot, and he walks by and he goes, that's the nod. The smile on people's faces at the end of it, and the hugs that we get, the attaboys. You know, nobody gets paid for producing the mysteries. All of the money goes to the church, and it's what we spend all year. You know, we run the church off of the money that we receive from our events. So the reward that we get is the satisfaction, the videos that we get to see of people's experiences, the seeing somebody's face with their flower crown on, saying, "This is my flower crown." For me. All of that is a successful mystery. You know, because if you touch one person, that was worth it.
Service. Almost all the time, well, at least for the last decade now that I've been on caster staff, it has been serving the community. What can I do to help? How can I make things easier, better? How can I lift the burdens of others?
Well, I do have to say, as someone who travels from Canada into the US, particularly in this tumultuous time, safety, being able to continue to travel back and forth and keep myself and my family safe as we do this work is a huge intention that I have. And then being a vessel of service to the gods, being able to hear their guidance and present that to the best of my ability.
My intention is usually the same every year as I do. Like, we're in the throes of it right now. We're in the middle of rehearsal season. It is very prominent in what we're doing every week. But my intention is to help the people who are creating this experience for the participants to connect in a positive, deisal way so that they can honor the messages that the gods are trying to tell people right now. So it's real about helping the cast and the dancers connect into what they need to connect into. We're super focused on that right now.
My intention this year, while I walk to Eleusis, is every step is another step in the right direction. Every single step is one that you can take that will bring you to the changes that you want to make in the world and that you want to make in yourself and in your world around you. You have the power to manifest who you want to be.
Oh, I am trying to understand the land, the spring, the hot springs, the inundation, the Balbo is somehow connected to the inundation of the springs in Arcadia, the water of the spring time. And so as Balbo, that's really what I'm focused on learning, is what is it that she has to tell me. And then as a Hierophant, I'm focused on getting scholars and politicians to go to the mysteries and experience them and then talk to each other and bring their friends next year and bring more friends next year and have this be a hub point for a paradigm shift in our civilization on the planet.
Don't stress about it. Just If it's this year that you need to be here, be here. But I strongly recommend that you take the leap because these festivals change lives.
Come on home. That this community is honestly so welcoming, so big in their love and open arms. And you will experience a transformation if you are open to it. So make the pilgrimage. It's really worth it.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Just do it. Can you come up with a million reasons why not to? Yes, of course you can. But the journey, literally the journey physically to get there. So maybe you're local to Seattle, maybe you're in the state of Washington, maybe you're on the West Coast, maybe you're, centrally located, or you're somewhere else, or you're out of country. If you have the ability and the means to do it. Take the time, do it. I really, in the last 4 years that I've been doing this role intensively, I have not spoken to anyone who has said, it wasn't worth it. I didn't get anything out of it. Man, I don't know. That's just not what you hear from people is, oh my God, I got answers I didn't know I was asking, to questions I didn't know I was asking. I got answers to questions I've been asking forever. I was healed of an anger that I have carried with me for years, and I was able to let it go in this ritual. The experience is very unique. It is not like any other pagan festival out there. It is, and it's not like other spiritual festivals. I mean, I've attended Christian festivals and Hindu festivals and Buddhist festivals. It's unique in what it is. And your experience will be unique. You will get what you are supposed to get at this time in your life, whatever that is, because the gods know what that is. And I don't have to. I just have to provide the opportunity. So do it. Do it. Do it.
If someone was debating whether or not to come for the first time, I would ask them, do you want to have a sacred spiritual experience with awesome other humans that you will remember for the rest of your life? I hope the answer is yes.
They believe Jesus went to the mysteries. Cicero went to the mysteries. The great minds of old, all of the great minds of old, made it a point to go to the mysteries and experience what happened there, but also be with the people there, party with the people there, but also talk to and meld minds and find new ways to advance our society. And you just got to be a part of it. This is the time. We're in a revolutionary state. This is the place to do it. The rituals that we do at Eleusis impact the world. We literally have a blessing that is a world blessing. We impact the whole planet, and you got to be a part of it. Don't miss it.